everyone, this is Dr. Sarala. Welcome to Millet Magic. I had been to Delhi for my US visa appointment with my mother. From the airport, we directly rushed there and we found ourselves having half an hour time and ourselves very hungry. We quickly walked down the lane to find a small restaurant serving rajma chawal and dal chawal. We had a plate of rajma chawal and it was so tasty and so satisfying that I had to recreate it, but of course with millet. So here we are presenting rajma with millet chawal. Let's begin by checking on the ingredients which you will need. So for the millet rice, we are going to need 1 cup of millet which has been soaked for 8 hours in 2 cups of water. Today I am using barnyard millet, but you can use any of the 5 positive millets to make this recipe. I am also going to be using a few spices, an inch of cinnamon, little bit of cloves and 2 elaichis, and I am also going to use desi ghee. This ghee has been made at home. So next, for the rajma, we are going to use 3/4 cup of rajma which has been soaked for 12 hours. I am also going to use 2 small onions finely chopped, a teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, the puree of 2 small tomatoes, and we are going to need mustard seeds, jeera, an inch of cinnamon and a few cloves, red chili powder, a teaspoon of garam masala powder and a little bit of haldi. And we are going to be using bull driven safflower ghani oil, and of course we need salt to taste. And to serve the rajma millet chawal, I am going to use a little bit of mint chutney, fresh cream, coriander, a few rings of onion, to which I have added a pinch of salt and red chili powder and added a dash of lemon juice. We're also going to serve it with green chilies and lemon on the side. So let's begin by cooking the rajma. So here we have the rajma which has been soaked for a good 10 to 12 hours. I'm going to throw away the water which was used for soaking the rajma. By doing this, the digestion becomes easier, we get rid of the anti-nutrients and hence there is no gas formation when we have dals. But this does not apply to millets. So we'll speak about that later. So first I am going to strain out the water which we had used to soak the rajma. So today we are going to be using an electric cooker to cook the rajma. So here we are going to transfer the rajma into the electric cooker. While buying the electric cooker, make sure you buy one with a steel vessel and avoid the aluminium ones. Also note that we are avoiding the use of pressure cooker as far as possible, since applying pressure and heat simultaneously on food substances destroys their nutrients and can also lead to harmful free radicals being formed. The next step is to cook the millet chawal. For this, we are going to use the steaming method. We have an exclusive video about this already up on Millet Magic. So please do watch it if you already have it. So I'm going to first take a steel vessel and I'm going to use a steel strainer. Make sure that it's not plastic. And I'm going to transfer the millet which has been soaked along with the water which was used for soaking the millet grain. Now millets are rich in water soluble vitamins and minerals, so we don't want to throw away this water and not get the benefits of using millets. So I'm going to transfer the entire water and the millet into the strainer. So as you can see, the water has passed through the strainer and collected in the vessel below, and the millet grain has remained on the top. So I'm going to switch on the flame and I'm going to use a lid to cover. So we are going to allow the millet grain to steam for 15 minutes. So 12 to 15 minutes is the time required for steaming, by which time it is going to be 80 to 90% cooked. Meanwhile, you can see that our rajma is also cooking. It's been about 8 minutes now. So we're going to just have a look at the rice. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a turn so that the millet rice cooks evenly. Another 7 to 8 minutes should do. It's been 15 minutes now, so let's check back on our cooking millet rice. So the steaming process is over. For the final part of the cooking, we're going to topple the steamed millet rice into the remaining water. Let's first turn down the flame to sim. And I'm going to just turn it over. So the final part of cooking, which is about 15 to 20% of the cooking, is going to happen in the remaining water. If you feel that there is too less water, you can add a little bit of warm water at this stage. So we started with 1 cup of millet and 2 cups of water. You may require about half a cup of extra water. So at this stage, I am going to also add in a few other ingredients for flavor. So here we have our cinnamon, cloves and elaichi. I am just going to open up the elaichi. This will help to add extra flavor to the millet rice. And I'm also going to add 1 spoon of desi ghee. This helps for the rice to be fluffy and puff up. So a nice mix. And I'm going to add a little salt to taste. Now at this stage, the flame needs to be on sim. Again, cover with the lid and allow for a final 5 to 10 minutes of cooking until you feel that the rice is completely done. Meanwhile, let's check on our rajma as well. So at this stage, the rajma is also about 50% cooked, and I'm going to add in a few spices to enhance the flavor. Instead of adding the whole spices as is, I'm going to put them into a cotton cloth so that it becomes easier to remove them later. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt to taste. So the rice should be about done by now. Let's check. So as you can see, the rice has cooked very well. It's fluffy, it's not mushy or sticking together, and our perfect millet rice is ready for the Rajma Chawal. So let's quickly go ahead with the Rajma. So for the Rajma, we're going to first heat about 2 tablespoons of oil. Once the oil is hot, we're going to add in a little bit of mustard seeds just so that they splutter, and their antioxidant property helps to remove any free radicals which may be found in the oil when they are heated. Next goes in half a teaspoon of jeera, and then we're going to add in half a teaspoon of homemade ginger garlic paste. We're just going to saute for a moment so that the rawness of the ginger and garlic is gone. And before the garlic turns fully brown, we're going to add in the finely chopped onions. I'm going to follow this with a pinch of turmeric, again for its antioxidant properties. So it's so beautiful that in our Indian cooking we have mechanisms which are internally a part of our cooking which are so pro our health. They are going to ensure that the best quality of food is prepared. So a simple tadka with mustard, with turmeric, with jeera, with garlic, all these are going to help to remove any kind of bad substances, the free radicals which are generated while the oil is heated. So now that the onions have slightly started to turn golden, I'm going to go ahead with adding the red chili powder. So this you can adjust based on your requirement of spice. I am adding in 2 teaspoons of red chili powder and 1 teaspoon of homemade garam masala powder. So I'm going to quickly give this a mix. And before the chili powder and the garam masala burn, we're going to quickly add in the tomato puree. So I'm going to cover this and allow it to simmer and cook well for a good 5 minutes on low flame. So after 5 minutes, you can see that there's oil separating at the edges, which means that this is cooked. So we're going to switch it off and we are going to check back on our rajma. It's been about an hour The rajma beans are fully cooked. So now we're going to transfer it into the tadka. I'm first going to remove the cloth having the spices, and I'm going to take aside 1 spoon of the rajma. We're going to use this a little later, so let's set it aside. And then I'm going to transfer the cooked rajma into the tadka. Let's give it a nice mix. I'm going to switch the flame back on. Cover it with a lid and allow the rajma to cook for a good 5 minutes along with the masala and the tadka. Meanwhile, I'm going to take this 1 cup of rajma which we had set aside, and I'm going to gently pound it a little. So what this will do is give a little bit of the texture to the rajma. It's going to give out a little bit of stickiness so that the water and the rajma all combine well together. So now we have a cup of the pounded rajma which we are going to add in. So we have already added salt while cooking the rajma beans itself, but we're going to need a little bit extra. So you can check the taste and add salt if needed. So here I'm using sea salt which is unrefined. So it's not been polished, not been treated with any chemicals. So the unrefined sea salt is what I am using. A final boil and we'll be ready for plating. It's looking amazing. You can see that the consistency is also just right. The rajma has thickened. I'm going to top it with some coriander and we are done. Time to plate. So first to go into the plate will be the millet rice. You can see how perfectly it is cooked. It's soft in texture, yet not sticky or mushy. And then we're going to add in the rajma. we're going to top the rajma with a little bit of cream. This is homemade cream which I have made by beating the curd malai. I'm also going to top it with a little bit of homemade mint chutney. This is to add a little extra zing. And we're going to serve it with the onions which we had prepared by putting the cut onion in lemon juice with a little bit of salt and chili powder, lemon for anybody who needs a little bit of extra sourness, and green chili for anybody who needs a little bit of extra spice. Little coriander for garnish. And in our Indian cooking, papad is often served along with the meal to add the extra crunch and texture which is needed in a dish. So now the rajma with millet chawal is ready to be devoured. It makes for a very comforting meal on a day when you're seeking comfort food. We'll be back soon with many more interesting millet recipes. Until then, happy cooking!